Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you're looking for jewelry that makes an impact on your self-care routine and your style, Empowerography would love to offer you a discount code to one of our exclusive partners, Quartz and Canary Jewelry and Wellness Company. Please use code EMPOWER15 to receive 15% off upon checkout at www.quartzandcanary.com. Quartz and Canary is truly the place where spirituality meets style. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Lucy Basso. She is a psychic medium and Reiki master based in Mississauga. How you doing today, Lucy?
I'm good, Brad. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the community and being here on the podcast as a guest and sharing a bit about your story and your journey and some of your insights. I appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Of course. Thank you. And thanks for having me. And then thanks for Carmen. You know who you are, for encouraging that I do this as well, too. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. So let's jump right in. So you are a natural healer, an intuitive, a psychic medium, a certified life coach, a Reiki master. You wear quite a few hats.
Yes, I do.
Are you a practicing coach as well as practicing Reiki master, or do you focus solely on your welcome?
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm a certified life coach. However, I'm just so busy trying to get through readings because I have a huge wait list for readings that I just can't offer a regular, because when you do life coaching, you need someone who's going to be there for you more regularly. I can't. And so I do refer people to other life coaches that have come to see me maybe for a reading that may need life coaching. I have some people that work out of here as well too that I've also trained and who have done certificates through other people as well too. But I've always I'm open to referring to other people as well because I can't do it all. I have too many people waiting to see me for readings. Mm-hmm. And you know, with this wellness center too, I do teach a lot too. So I don't have the ability to be okay, come next week or come the following week or whatnot. I'd love to. It's just I had to take it off my website, offering the life coaching.
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to do it right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
So how did you come up with the name for your business, Welcome Angels Wellness Center?
Interesting. So one night, so first it wasn't Welcome Angels Wellness Center. Before all of this Welcome Angels Wellness Center, I was working out of my home. I was going to people's homes for many, many, many years. So I've been doing this a long time.
Okay.
And so I was a registered business. I am still a registered business under Welcome Angels. And so I remember just lying in bed and meditating and praying and just saying hey, I'm getting really busy. I should turn this into a business name because, just so that I can start, putting on my website, create a website, maybe have some business cards. And then I said, give me a name. And I just heard Welcome Angels. And I was like, that's a good one because you know what? My life is about welcoming angels. I encourage people. I teach people how to welcome in angels as well. Mm-hmm. And then once I moved out of my home and I had a smaller unit than where I'm at right now, I wanted to have something where I could protect myself a little bit more. So I am considered Welcome Angels Wellness Center Incorporated. And so I wanted to have it where the vision is eventually I can expand and have other people work with me and, we can offer a variety of things. And that has always been my future goal. So I figured, okay, you know what? This is good. This puts the energy out there that I'm a team player. I want other people to work with me. Maybe eventually I'll teach. And this is all right at the beginning when I moved out where I was thinking I'm just going to have a small unit and I'm going to do one-on-one sessions. But it's gotten crazy busy. I've taught so many classes and I've taught so many students. And so it's been a blessing. And now it's finally in fruition where I have people that are working out of here as well too. So
amazing.
Yeah, it's been great.
So you actually teach people to do readings?
Yes. So I offer, one of the classes that I usually teach are Reiki. So I'm a Reiki master, which means I can teach. So I'm with the Reiki Association as well too. So I can teach Usui Reiki level 1, level 2, and then the master level. And that I've been teaching for some time too. But I created a program, a class of how to use angel/oracle cards. And so that class is about like an introduction to using any of those cards and how you can read those cards and tap into your own ability and to tap into your client's energy as well too, if they decide to do it professionally as well. And it's full day class. It's an amazing class. I've done, I don't even know how many classes I've taught so far over the years. But they're fun and they're interactive, and we practice on students are practicing on each other. And it's amazing to see how people are coming in like so nervous, like I'm getting nothing. And then after they're like, oh my God, like I'm actually reading my partner, you know? So, and it is really, our world needs it right now, where we need to start connecting with source, with faith, with the universe, you know, whatever it is, your faith system, we need to start connecting with it more, because there's just so much falsified stuff out there. And you know, if people follow me online or social media or whatever, I do talk about it often. I'm just one of those, and I call myself a light warrior. I'll talk about it. If you don't like it, you know, it is what it is. I'm sad to see if you don't like it or you're not you know, want to follow anymore, but I have to start spreading the truth. And that's what I teach my students is, when you do this work, there's going to be things that you see and you experience and you hear and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to say this. I might hurt their feelings. Or how do I say like, hey, you know, you doing this to your partner or to a friend or whatever, that's not nice. You know? And so it's learning and it's teaching my students how to get out of their comfort zone. And if you are going to do this work, you're dealing with people's souls, you're going to have to learn to be strong and to get out of your comfort zone. And so my goal is to teach and to be their teacher as the years pass. If they have questions or concerns or anything, they can always check in with me as well. So I teach the Reiki, I teach the Oracle cards. And because I am a medium as well too, I connect with departed loved ones, angels, saints, even people who've lost pets. I'm able to connect with pets as well. And I'm able to connect with animals that are living also. Because,
wow. Yeah.
Energy is energy. Telepathically, they can speak with me. I've connected also with children with special needs, maybe nonverbal, you know, that are able to tell me what's wrong with them or what's going on.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, energy is energy. You just have to know how to read it.
Right.
And to read it properly. And so, yeah. So the mediumship class is another class that I teach that is, you know, connecting with the departed loved ones and sensing the energy for that.
You can teach that too?
Yes, you can teach anything.
Do you think everyone has these gifts within them? It's just a matter of whether the individuals know and figure out how to tap into it?
Yes, so everyone has that ability to tap into energy. Everyone does. Now, there's reasonings why some can't and some won't. But and I teach my students as well too, and I'm not going to give all my tips over here, Brad.
No,
no, but there are things I teach my students. It's you have to be a well-rounded person if you're going to do this work, this type of work, because you are dealing like with anything. If you're a therapist, if you work in the school system, you're doing some type of healing on people. You have to make sure that you're doing it properly.
Yes, of course.
Right? Because people are vulnerable to hearing what you have to say. And so I always tell people, you know, if you're going to do this work, you better make sure you're doing it for, number one, the right reasons.
Yes, for sure.
And that's to help.
Yeah.
And I always say to God, like, how can I be of service to you? How can I be of service to you? And I tell my students this all the time. If you're doing this work, it's to help. You're not doing it to say, hey, I want to, you know, have a business like Lucy, or I want to make X amount of money, or I want to be on TV, or I want to be famous. Like if you're going into that with that perspective, then you're not going to go far.
Exactly.
That's how it is, right? Or you may go far and then it all starts crumbling down.
Yeah.
So you always have to be humble, Brad. Like
for sure,
whatever you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you discover that you had these gifts?
Well, ever since I was really young, I remember my friends in school used to make fun of me because I was so sensitive to people's pain. So I remember like just being in elementary school, and my friends, if they're going to listen to this, they'll remember this. But I remember there was a young girl, and she was frozen outside, and her hands were frozen. It's almost like her gloves were like frozen on her hands.
Okay.
And everyone was laughing, and I was probably the only one going up to her and saying, "It's okay. Let me help you." And I remember like peeling the gloves off of her, warming up her hands, helping her calm down because she was in a lot of pain. But I was a kid, like I was very little.
Yeah.
I also remember in kindergarten, as early as kindergarten, there was a little boy with special needs. And at that time, I guess you didn't understand like this boy is different or whatever, but I knew nobody wanted to play with him. And so I remember just, I don't know if you remember, Brad, those cardboard blocks. There were cardboard like bricks. And I remember just playing with him without anybody asking me to or to do any of that. And because I just felt like he's the same, like all of us, you know what I mean? But why are people treating him differently? So my heart, like being an empath, feeling people's energy and pain. I remember even my mom would cut her hand and I would feel the pain so much in my body. Like, where I'm like, what is that? Or people are really sad. I could feel it like 10 times in me, and just want to be empathetic and hug them. And, and I lead with my heart, and I've always been that person. And so ever since I was a kid, and then, you start seeing things. My brother used to make fun of me, and my sister used to make fun of me because I used to think like people were watching, like somebody was watching. My brother'd be like, "You're always thinking someone's watching you. You're like over exaggerating." But in reality, spirit energy is around everywhere. When you don't know what the hell's going on, you sense everything. You sense, you feel. It's like an overload sometimes, and especially as a kid. That's something that I've committed to God, that I'm going to help as many children who are spiritually sensitive, because I didn't have help, right? I didn't have help. A lot of families didn't. And I don't know if you know this, Brad, but my background's an early childhood educator. Like I've been in the field working with children as an ECE for maybe 20 years, about 20 years.
Wow.
And then I'm like, one year I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like renewing my certificate again. I had to go and they were saying now you have to do this online program. And I'm like, but I'm not working with kids in the field anymore like that. I'm just working. So how am I going to put it that I'm helping children with seeing spirit? Like I was like, these guys are not gonna like, they're gonna be like, who is this woman? So,
for sure.
I just didn't register, but I've been like an active ECE for 20 years, and I still work with children. I still have a lot of kids that come to me who have spiritual gifts. Parents are like, I don't know what's going on, I need help. And obviously too, if I am picking up on the child needs to be assessed by someone else, I would refer as well too. I'd say, hey, let's look into it. But that's been my thing. So my commitment to God is I want to help as many kids as possible. Just because of the fact that, there's a lot of parents don't know. They don't know where to turn. And a lot of places a lot of people feel let's just diagnose and medicate. And, it's not always that. There's a lot of that, but it's not always that.
Yes, for sure. So then speaking of kids, and you were saying your brother would tease you and your sister would tease. So I would imagine then you went through and dealt with quite a bit of shit from other kids thinking you're a weirdo and stuff when you were younger with having these gifts. So how as a kid did you deal with all that?
Well, kids are weird to begin with, right? They all have their quirky things that they do or whatever. So you, as your friends, you kind of like, that's Lucy, or that's whoever. And so my friends always knew that, like, how I even remember like being young. I don't know if you ever did this, Brad, but being young, playing with a Ouija board. Did you ever do that?
Yes, I did. Yep.
I don't encourage it, especially if you don't know how to do it. And I tell people, like, even with tarot cards and other types of things to connect, I tell people, if you don't know how to use them, don't use them. But as a kid, it was like so intriguing. I wanted to know, and people were like, she's weird. She's like wanting to do that. But I was also a child, like really into faith. So that was another thing where people were like, wow, she really likes being in the choir, or she really likes, going to church or whatever. Or praying. And I've always been like, I don't go to bed unless I say my prayers. And I'm the same way as a child. I say the same prayers of when I was a kid now. Plus I say a lot more now, but people have always thought like I was a little bit crazy, or they would catch me like, and it's the truth. They would catch me looking in a distance, or like, what are you hearing, Lucy? What are you seeing? What do you know? And I would say things, but it was never like, hey, I see spirit, or hey, I would just be like, I don't like this person, or something's not, I don't have a good feeling.
Something's not right there. Yeah. So
that's been my life. So, and then, being a kid, going to sleep, sensing things in your room, hearing things. I remember being a kid, my bed would shake. And I was like, what in the hell? Like I came from a strict Italian family. Like you don't talk about this stuff. Like we weren't even allowed to leave our room in the middle of the night to like say we were scared.
Right.
So it wasn't worth it. The fear that you got from your father from leaving your room, that was worse than actually feeling what you were experiencing. So you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna
I'll stay here and ride it out.
I'm just gonna deal with it. So that's what that's about. Yeah.
I read that you come from a long line of psychic mediums, which stems from both sides of your family. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So that I figured that out after I was working and practicing and doing this professionally. My grandfather, my dad's father, was seeing spirit when he was young, and my dad would tell me some stories of him having experiences and hearing stuff and being scared, or seeing things and being scared. And then I have family in Italy. I have a cousin in Italy as well too, that she's gifted as well too. She doesn't do it professionally, but she does have the sense, and she picks up on things, and she's been pretty accurate with things as well. And then I have my mom's side of the family, my grandmother, from what I heard, and I was in my mom's tummy when she passed, so I don't know her, but I've always had like a strong spiritual connection with her. Like it was weird, like in my early teens, being sad and depressed, I would call for her. Like I just didn't know. I would call for her, and I felt her presence. And from what my family says is that she would have a good sense of intuition. Like her intuition was quite strong. And I have a lot of cousins on that side of the family that are intuitive, and then second cousins that are intuitive as well too. And I know this because I've read them. And so they come to reading, or they're like, they feel comfortable to speak to me, and they're like, you know what, Lucy, I've experienced this as well too. And this is what, and I'm like, yeah. There's many people out there, Brad, that are intuitive. There are people that have taken my class who are like lawyers, doctors.
Really?
Like, yes. People who you would never think like, why would they come to take a class? Because they want to understand more. They want to understand like why they're experiencing what they're experiencing, why they're feeling what they're feeling. They want to hone in on their gifts, because if you learn how to hone in on your gifts, you can live life with like just a clearer path. It's just an easier, clearer path. And so, so that's what my family looks like. I have people close to me that are in my family just intuitive. They just don't do it professionally. I think I'm the only one that does it professionally that I'm aware of, at least. Okay. What I know, that I'm open about it. So
yeah. Was it an internal struggle at first for you to come to grips with and understand and realize the gift you had and decide to use it to help people?
Yeah. So, I was like a lone wolf studying this. So I've taken a lot of courses. I've gone to meditation classes by myself. Like these are all things I was doing by myself. I, would do drumming circles by myself. Like imagine you're like, I don't know why, I just need to do this. I need to be here. I need to take this class. I need to read these books. I got to go visit here. It was a struggle because, I was doing it by myself. And at that time, you hope you have friends. So now when I teach, I see friends coming together. I see siblings coming together. I see mother daughters are coming together. And like, this is awesome. Like people are becoming more accepting and aware and
open to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But growing up and going through this, a lot of it was by myself, but that, you know what, I have no regrets because I've met great people. In my profession right now, I've made so many friends amazing. As a career in business. I like just before you, a friend came in for a reading, and I was just thinking today, like I met her through giving her a reading. And she's been my friend for all these years, and she's been awesome. And if I need help, she's there for me. And if she needs help, I'm there for her. And
that's great.
Like, yeah. So I don't look back as a bad thing because, you know, I've created so many friends right now. And so, but it's been a long journey. Just put it that way.
Was there a light bulb moment for you when you just thought, you know what? I'm not weird. This is a gift I've been given and I'm going to embrace it. I don't give a shit what people say.
I think all my life, I knew I was always different, but I always felt like God loves me for who I am. Like, that's just who it is. Like, God loves me for who I am. And I've always been that person, like, I don't give a shit about what people think. Like, I've always been. And you get to this point, I think, because I grew up in a strong, like, European family, you know, where my father's strict Italian, and you needed a voice to survive in there. You know what I mean? And I was always challenging what he would say, or my mom, or whatever. Like, I didn't put up with things, and I'm the middle child, so I'm like the black sheep of the family. Yeah,
of course. So
I was always like, no, this is not right. This, you know, and I fought all my whole life. So for people to be like, you know, Lucy, you know, you should be concerned about what people think and this and that. But did you live in my family? Did you live with my father? Like, I've dealt with worse things in my life, you know? And so I'm not concerned. Like, I've never been. Let's put it that way.
So when did you really embrace your gift and start using it to help people?
Let me see. So I've always helped people. So I'd be that person in a grocery store. If someone's like, I can't reach that thing. Yeah. I would tune into their energy and I could sense like they need help. So I'd be like, you okay? Do you need something?
Yeah.
Something. So ever since I was like young, I remember just helping people just that way, naturally, like tuning into someone and seeing if they need, even people who are poor and stuff. Are always giving like donations or clothing or whatever. Yeah. But in terms of my gift, like doing this, I remember maybe in college, I started like really taking courses more and reading more. And I was doing free readings for my friends at school and stuff. And then after work, you know, that's usually, I would say college time was probably the time.
Now, you do a lot of work with helping children and have done readings with and for children. Why did you decide to focus so much on working with children and doing readings for them?
Well, I think it's like how I mentioned, where growing up and not having that support and being scared and trying to like fend for yourself and figure out for yourself as a child, it's scary. Like, it's scary because you got to deal with the everyday issues that are brought to us through school and our family and maybe extracurricular activities. You know, you're already dealing with that pressure and then you have this on top of it. And I know what it feels like. And because I'm really good with kids, I'm not trying to toot my horn here, but I am. And I have a lot of kids that have seen me maybe 10 years ago and they're like, I need to see Lucy. I don't know why I want to come see her. And it's great because I see like them 10 years later and it's like, wow, you're so different. You've changed and it's amazing to see. And their gift is stronger and they feel more at peace. But, you know, kids is like, that's my commitment. That is my give back, you know, and I've been doing this work a long time and I will fit children in. So I have about I'd say year to 18-month wait list right now to see me. For children, I will try to fit them in a lot sooner for a child to come see me because of them struggling, you know, and that's the only time I'll fit someone in sooner other than being a regular client or a student of mine, right? Or family or friends. And that's the other thing. But yeah, so that's my thing with children. And I love kids. And I'm a mother, so I completely understand.
Yes, for sure. Now, how do the readings differ when you're doing them for adults versus kids?
The energy is so much fun with kids. Like it's much lighter. And it's funny because when kids come in here, a lot of them are like touching all my stuff. They're looking at my cards on my oracle cards, my angel cards on the table. And we can joke around and have fun. So a lot of times they're walking around, standing. They come stand beside me and they're touching my crystals. And it's really, especially for the first session with a child, it's just, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to know, like, this is a safe space. And if it's the first session, I'm just getting to know you and you're getting to know me, and you have fun just like playing with my cards. And I say maybe a couple things to mom that I'm picking, or dad that I'm picking up on. And that's just enough for that day, because I only do half-hour sessions with children.
Okay.
So, and, you know, it's lighter. It just feels good. I love when kids come, because their eyes light up when they come. And then usually I give them like a little treat, like the parent says it's okay. And then that just helps them, like, you know what, maybe she wants to come again, or he wants to come again. And then adults can be really heavy. Like adult readings can be quite heavy and emotional. And I love doing adult readings too, but the energy is different. It's just different.
I could see that. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become so successful?
I lead with my heart.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't know, like, I lead with my heart. Everything I do, I put my heart in it. And that's that empath in me. And if I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, then I'm not leading with my heart. Yeah. And that's in all areas of my life.
To date, what would you say is your biggest high or your greatest win?
I have wins every day. Like, just honest to God, like, I have wins every day. I have people that come to me, and, you know, just seeing people like open their hearts, tell me their story, like what you're doing with me, people are doing that with me every day and several times during the day. And it's just like, that's a win. I'm here, I'm breathing, I'm having a conversation. Someone's actually healing in front of me as we're talking, you know, whether it is I'm helping them in their life, motivating them for making some changes, or I'm connecting with a loved one of theirs, like those are wins. And I don't need a big win. My big win is I'm successful. I'm here, and I'm here. People send me testimonials every day. Those are wins. Like, there's wins.
You get to help people. That's your win.
Yeah. Those are my wins.
Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, who Lucy is?
Okay, say that one more time. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was like, Spirit was speaking to me for a second, and I was like, what is going on? Okay, so one more time. Sorry, Brian.
No, it's okay. Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, as to who Lucy is?
So I'm a strong-willed person. Like, I've always been. I've worked in many childcare centers where if I see children not being treated fairly, or staff not being treated fairly, I'm the first to speak up. You're going to want someone like me on your team. Okay. So it's like, you're like, let's say I'm part of your soccer team, and you know, the ref called your friend out unfair. Like, I'm that first person up there saying, you're wrong. That's not right. Let's rewind the film. Like, you know, that's me. I'm that person. I'm that leader person, is just, and I've always been like that. And if people are being treated unfairly, I'm the first to speak up, and that's who I am, you know, and I don't think I'll change that.
What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned in your life? And what was your life like before learning it? And what was your life like after learning it?
Okay. So family, most important thing is, family. And, you know, being a kid, you grow up, you're like, it's my family. It is what it is, and whatever. But, you know, when I connect with people who've lost people who are close, and family members that are close, it really pulls on the heartstrings, and it makes you look at your life and say, like, I'm blessed, or, you know, maybe I need to connect more with my family. Maybe I need to be more present. Maybe I need to not work so much. And so, you know, family is the biggest thing. It's really taught me how to be a good parent as well too. Like, I've really learned how to be a good parent. And I'm still learning, and I'm not perfect. And there's things like, I get it. My daughter says, you know, you're always working. You work so much, this and that, and it's true. And I always say, like, I need a twin of me. And that's, and that's what I'm working on is to get.
Is getting a twin?
No, I imagine. Oh my God. No. Yeah, my husband might like that, but no. No, honestly, it's really getting people that kind of do what I do, and students, like, that's why I teach. I want my students to be practicing and doing, and then bring them in this space so that I can maybe be more available for my kids. But I'm so passionate about this. It's hard. It's hard to slow down. That's the other, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's something people seem to misunderstand about you?
Sometimes people think that I'm reading them. So if people get weird, and I tell my students this as well too, people get weird when they're in my presence. So it has happened where they like wonder if, like, and they'll say like, are you picking up on anything with me? Do you sense anything with me? And if anyone's listening to this, they're probably going to be like, oh my God, that was me, you know? And so, but that's what it is. No, honest to God, Brad, I am on when I work and I'm off as soon as I'm done with the client.
Yeah.
You know, because, and that's what I teach my students too, is you don't have to be on all day, and it's tiring and it's draining. And so,
yeah, but I would imagine there are times when things just come through to you and you're not working, you're just there. And I would imagine that you pick up on things. It just happens, right?
It happens, but I have to have like a tweaked interest in it as well too. So let's say, you know, and my husband said, don't talk about politics. Don't talk about politics. So I won't get into details, but if there's something that's like, I'm just watching something on Instagram or watching CNN or Fox News or whatever, I start getting hits on things.
Right.
And we'll start sensing things, feeling things. My body will do an emotional response. I can get very sick if stuff's not accurate. I'll like feel very sick, or something's really evil around that energy of it. I'll feel off. So yeah, like these things will just kind of happen because I'm like, what am I hearing? What are they talking about? And then it's like, the senses start kind of turning on. Yeah. But not always, because sometimes I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to deal with this or whatnot. Yeah.
To what extent do you think that we shape our own destiny, and how much of that is up to fate?
That's a good question. Fate has a lot. I believe there's many pathways always in front of us. And so even when I do a reading for someone, I can see pathways and journeys, and I say, you know, I'm seeing these pathways, and you have opportunity to, you know, change your fate. Okay. But the faith is there. It's all there for you. You just have to decide which way you want to go.
Right.
So obviously, you know, if someone has a drug addiction, you know, I can see different paths and be like, well, hey, if you continue with drugs, this is what it can look like.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to be there? But then on the other hand, I'm motivating, say, look, I'm seeing you doing this. I'm seeing you kick the habit. I see people supporting and hugging and guiding you. And this is another path. So everybody's got free will. Whatever fate they want to create. It's just a matter of like tapping into that. And you know, I'm a big believer in laws of attraction as well too. And the energy that you put out there, you'll receive. And so, you know, there's it is. And I'm a believer in miracles as well too. So I have seen situations where people are about to die, and I have done like mass prayers with people, and within 24 hours, the person's like breathing off of oxygen, when the doctor was like, they got like today and they're done. So
holy.
Yeah. So I've seen so much, Brad, that I'm like, you can always change destiny as well too. And sometimes God hears prayers and says, you know what, I'll give them a little bit extra time with their family. You know what? The family's been supported. I'll give them a little bit extra time. And so I've seen that too. So I've seen a lot of different scenarios of fate.
What is the one common myth about your profession that you'd like to debunk?
One common myth. That's we are talking to Satan. I swear to God, you get like the Christians, and if there's any Christians, I love you guys, but you know what? They think we're talking to Satan, or Satan's speaking to us, and that's how we're receiving the information. And it's also challenged me where I'm thinking like, well, why would someone say that? Why would there's a truth to that? And then you start like feeling bad about who you are. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Why would God make me help why would Satan make me help as many people as I had who've changed their life, who kicked their habits, who, you know, were able to fall in love, who fell in love with themselves, who healed their life, who are healers themselves, who repaired family issues. Like, I don't think Satan would want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, and I've helped so many people have done more good and changed their life than has harmed. So it doesn't make sense. So, you know, there's always that part of control that people will use to control. And so, Christianity, there's a lot of truth to it, but there's a lot of things in there that just didn't stick true with me, especially growing up Catholic, going to church. I'd sit there and some priests were so good and other priests were like fearing you and scaring you and you gotta blah, 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 blah. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure Jesus wasn't speaking to people like this. I'm pretty sure God's not. And so everything's based on interpretation, and even the Bible, everything's based on interpretation. So however you interpret it and it feels true to you, that's your truth. But don't come here and tell me this is, we're all speaking to the devil. Because I'm sorry. Like, how many priests out there too are highly intuitive that speak to spirit? I can speak to spirit without using cards. I can speak to spirit. Like, it's not, you're going to say what the priest, he's talking to the devil because he has that gift. So it doesn't make sense. So that's the misconception that there, you see that out there a lot as well too. And I just say, like, if it was that I was, if it was evil, like, people are healing. I've given people warnings about, like, go get your medicine checked. They're telling me something's wrong with your medication. They're telling me to get your heart checked. And people have come back to me and said, Lucy, thank God you push, because I'll be in it like, you need to do this. Like, you got to go get, and they prevented a heart attack, or they prevented a stroke from getting worse. Or I've seen ailments in the body and I said, please ask the doctor to look into this. And I have people message me, Brad, and I posted on my Instagram. So it's on my testimonials. Yeah. So amazing. Why would the devil want to save people? Like, it's just mind blowing. Yeah. That's a misconception. And sorry if I got a little bit.
No, that's okay.
That's my belief on that.
Okay. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
My clients, clients make me feel inspired. Feedback I get makes me feel inspired. Seeing my students like practicing on other people and getting positive hits and smiling makes me inspired. My family makes me inspired. Everything makes me inspired. Listen, you got to look at the good at everything, especially with everything that's going on, right? Absolutely. So, honestly, it's people who are happy inspire me.
Awesome. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
The word empowerment. When I hear empowerment, for me, it is someone who's got their shit together. And seriously, someone's got their shit together. And it doesn't mean shit together in all areas of your life, but someone maybe who is the bomb ass parent, right? Yeah. Or someone who's got their shit together at work and they're empowered at work, or someone is empowered in their health, right? They take care of their body, they take care of their health, they're doing well. Someone who is great in relationships or helping other people in relationships. It's just, empowerment is, if you're hauling ass and you're doing well and you got a high and you feel good, like a natural high, and you're feeling good and you are just beaming, that's empowerment, right? Yeah. That's empowerment. Empowerment, it's not one thing, it's several things. And so whatever that thing is that you do every day or you help with or whatever, that's empowerment. So to me, I see empowerment every day. Even for Brad, people who come and sit in front of me, when I see that they're grieving so much, but they got off and they got up their ass and they got up to my stairs at my wellness center and they came in, they sat down, that's empowerment, because I know what it took for them to even book the appointment and they're here. That's empowerment. So empowerment is everything that is, you're motivating yourself. Yeah. Right? That's how I see it. Sorry, I know you wanted one thing.
No, that's okay.
Can't quote me on this because that's just how I feel.
How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
Success? Oh, here we go. It's going to be a whole bunch of things. No, seriously. Success is feeling in love. Feel in love. That's how do I define success? Success is love. Okay. That's it. It is love. And love is the be all end all to everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself in one word? I'd
say funny. I would say funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Funny. And you know what? I don't know. In one word, this is a tough one because there's so many things. Crazy count, funny, energetic, like happy.
Mm-hmm.
I wear so many hats, so it's hard to say, but find myself in one world. I would say happy. Like
happy?
I'm happy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you smile?
Everything. Everything. I swear to God, everything. Nature makes me smile. I wake up, I look outside. It's a nice day. Nature makes me, hearing the birds chirp makes me smile. Mm-hmm. Seeing people smiling makes me smile. Connections make me smile. Like love for life.
Yeah.
Smile, right? It's been a little bit of an off year.
So, for sure.
We've definitely all been tested, but I can't forget about like the years before. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't forget about that. We have to
Absolutely.
start looking at, the great years before. Yes, we're in a bit of a weird period, and I'm looking forward to the future. And, there's a lot of us who are going to reshape this future in a positive way. And I tell people don't worry, you got people like me who are going to speak up, who are going to, sacrifice, just like veterans sacrifice their life. We are sacrificing our whatever dignity, our well-being, our family, all of that for the better good. And so, I'm just looking at the future as being positive, despite everything that's going on.
We have to be. You have to be positive.
Exactly.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
So I'm a night owl.
Okay.
So last night, for example, I was loading the dishwasher, cleaning the kitchen. It was like 1 o'clock.
Jeez. Yeah, you're a night owl.
Yeah. I got a burst of energy, and usually when spirit is going to speak through me a lot the next day. So for example, like they knew I was going to speak with you. It's almost like they're like getting my energy ready. If I teach a class the night before, my energy, so I don't sleep. So here I am, like doing the dishwasher, and then I lying in bed and I'm just looking over my phone or whatever, and then I get hungry. Then I'm hungry and I'm starving. I go and get something to eat, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go to bed. And it was like past 2 o'clock, and this is my life. And so, meanwhile the house is quiet, everyone's sleeping, and I'm like, it's party time over here. So I've always been like that. Yeah.
What is your personal motto?
Be kind.
That's a good one, for sure.
Yeah, be kind. There's so many people out there that just want to hurt people.
Yeah.
And it's like, for what? It's like there's stuff that they're going on, like dealing with or whatever. They take it out on other people. Like people become their punching bag. And I just warn people, be kind, be courteous, be kind. Be punctual. It's another thing as well.
It's a very simple concept, and we as humans still cannot grasp it, that being kind is so simple and it's so easy, and it can change the world. It really can. If we were all kind to one another, think of how amazing the world would be.
I know. And
it doesn't cost you anything.
Nope. It's nothing.
It's crazy. I don't know why we haven't grasped that concept yet.
Because you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Brad. The light can't live without the dark, and the dark can't live without the light. And, when you see that symbol, and I tell people this all the time, the yin and yang symbol, they balance each other. So unfortunately, we're always going to be in this energy of dark and light, and you know what I mean? And the good news is, my spiritual crew is saying, is that's shifting. And so we are going to start seeing more light, not this year, maybe not next year, but we are going to start seeing that the light is going to get a lot stronger. And then that balance will have to change. It will have to change.
What's the first thing you notice about a person?
Their energy.
Okay.
So when I walk in there, or it's almost like their auric field, I feel it right away. So if something's off with someone, I'll feel that, and I'll be like, is everything okay? What's going on? Or people are really nervous, especially when people come to see me, I can feel their shaky, nervous energy, and I'll be like, listen, you look cool as a cucumber, but you're shaking inside. I'll be like, sit down, let's take some deep breaths. And I try to make them laugh or like just feel comfortable or welcome or home or whatever. But their energy, I feel that right away.
Okay. What's the first thing you think of when I say the word future?
Optimism.
Okay.
Optimism. Like hope. I want to use that word hope. I would say hope. If you're going to quote me on it.
If you came with a warning label, what would yours say?
So I know you gave me these questions before, and I had to ask my husband because I'm like, I need someone who's going to like give me a real answer on this.
Yeah.
Well, this is my husband's response. Okay. When he said it, I laughed. He says, and not in a real way, but he says, you're trigger happy. And so when he says trigger happy, I'm the type of like, if he says, you know what, I'm thinking about calling the doctor because something's not right. I'm like, okay, I'm calling him right now. Let me just call. And he's like, wait, I just listen to me for a second. Right? So then I'll be like, no, okay, well, I think you need the chiropractor. So let's call the chiropractor or whatever. Like, let's go. And he says, that's my thing is you're
quick to pull the trigger.
Or if I'm like, he'll say something like, what's that thing that your sister made before it had good? I'm like, let me ask her. I'm like, I'm already messaging as he's like, I haven't finished talking to me. And he's like, it's too much. Like, you're too like, and he says, you're too trigger happy. And I'm like, yeah, so that could be a fault, but in a way too, I get shit done. Like I get
there you go. No procrastination.
No. And my parents call me when they need me to contact the doctor, contact people or whatever.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like I'll just do it. Even though
Lucy gets shit done.
I get shit done. And if I don't, my spiritual crew will be like on my ass saying, get it done, get it done, get it done. And they don't stop.
If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what song would it be?
So this is another question I had to ask my husband too. And the one thing, and my friends can attest to this as well, I love Queen. I've always loved Queen, the band Queen. And the Bohemian Rhapsody is my all-time favorite. I know it word for word.
Okay.
And so I've done so many karaoke's where I would just sing it. I didn't care. Like I was off tune or whatever, but I knew that song, right? And so, and it gives me like a burst of energy. And I remember even going away, like my husband's an introvert. Like he's not like me. We're different. I remember we were in Cuba and I'm like, I'm going to go sing. He's like, no, you're not. Don't embarrass me. Like, don't, and I'm like, no, I'm doing this. Right. And so I'm like, I'm going to go sing Bohemian because nobody was singing.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to go up. And I'm like, I'm going to crack the seal. Like, I'm going to do it. And so I went up there and I sang. He never seen me sing before. And then everybody was applauding. And I know it was shit. Like, I know. But honest to God, it was like I got the crowd pumped because everyone after me sounded like they were a singer, professional singer. And I was like, what the hell? My husband's like, you embarrassed yourself. I go, no, I didn't. I got the crowd pumped and going. And then the real singers showed up, and so that is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
Queen.
All right. If you could teach the world one thing, what would that one thing be?
Would be to be kind. That's the biggest thing is be kind.
Yeah.
And never judge a book by its cover.
Very true.
I meet tons of people, Brad. I've met thousands. I've read thousands of people. And I'm not saying to like the globe, like this is reality where people come to see me and they look like they got their shit together. Like they're successful. They're wearing beautiful clothes. They have a nice smile on their face. They sit down the first 30 seconds. I can pick up on everything that's bothering them or they're dealing with or whatever. And I'm like,
wow.
And I'm like, you know what? Like, be careful how you are with people, whether they look strong, whether they look weak. You don't know their true story. Their true
for
side.
sure.
And so it is really don't judge a book by its cover.
Okay. If you could sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
It would be, I'd say Jesus. I want to know Jesus a little bit more because this dude is like popular all around the world. Why wouldn't I want to hear from the source? Like, tell me, like, I pull up the Bible and be like, hey, they're saying like this and this is water to wine. And like, talk to me. What was that really about? Is this just an analogy? Like, I would want to sit and be like, I want a little bit more information. I want to know really what went down.
Okay.
Because all these people wrote about you and they all have different stories about you. So I think Jesus there's a lot of them that I would love to connect with, but Jesus would probably be my number one.
Okay. And lastly, if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Don't worry if not everybody likes you.
That's important. Those words are very, very true.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry.
So important. So important. Especially when you're young.
Yeah, because that growing up, I was always trying to be a people pleaser. So, why don't they like me? Why don't I fit in? Why?
Yeah.
And with children especially, like you have to teach your kids, not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to be part of your vibe, right?
Yep, for
sure. And that's okay, because you also have to understand too that, it's okay to be different. It's okay to like different things in other people as well. And you never want people to be forced to like you or to be forced to play with you, or to hang out or to be part of whatever. It's just, not to worry. And that's something I think we all can learn.
For sure.
And even when I say on my Instagram, my lives, I say, like, if you're listening to me and my voice is irking you and you don't like it, do yourself a favor. Don't listen. Well, seriously.
It's an easy solution. Just change the channel,
if I go the wrong way, like, just don't do that to yourself. I do that. Like, and there's times too, and I'm sure you do too, Brad, where you're like watching someone, you're like, this person, like, just, I don't know what it is. Like,
just rub you the wrong way.
Yeah. You got to start saying it's fine. And that's the thing. Like, we're not all meant to love each other and like each other. We're all different. And so, and that's the thing is that part of me would say, it's okay, Lucy. Not everyone's going to like you. What is important is that you love yourself. That's
right. Everything the whole foundation starts with that 100%.
Yeah. And so, and even with children, that's what I
teach
as well too.
But it's hard though, because kids just want to fit in when they're growing up. They want to be liked. And I mean, even adults, we want to be liked. We don't want to be hated. We want to be appreciated. We want to be liked. But for kids, I think it's even harder because they're going through those awkward stages in life and they just want to fit in.
They want to feel accepted. They want to be part of the group or the team or whatever.
Sure.
And I get that. But we also want to teach our kids too, as well, that, maybe this team or maybe this class, maybe you haven't found someone that clicks with you the way that they should, right? And it doesn't mean that every year is going to be like this. And it's also looking at too, like, how can we maybe better ourselves as well? To maybe we got to look within ourselves and say, okay, you know what? Maybe me, like, name calling my friends or making me feel bad.
Yeah, for sure.
That too, like, what's going on? What's the big picture here? And so, it's parents have to get on board as well too. And
absolutely.
I did want to say that we have here, because I wanted, and I promised God that I would do more child stuff, because we got to get to the root. We got to get to the little ones first, right? And then we can create a better future as well for everybody in general. And so
for sure.
I have here Dr. Elena Miranda, who's working out of here. Her background's as an ECE, and she specializes in helping children with like behavioral issues or difficulties, in class. And she specializes in working with children who are suffering with grief. So it's grief within the home, for example, like they lose someone who's departed, or even a child's going through grief whose parents may have separated. Yeah. Right. And so we don't always understand why kids act up and do what it is, but at least what we can do is start becoming aware and provide services, or bring our kids to services like this to,
that's right, to help them.
Yes, right?
For sure.
We have to create these great pathways for these kids. And so I'm so blessed to have her working out of here as well too, and to help the children, because I feel like I want to help all these kids. I just want to stop doing like adult readings and just focus
help
on
kids,
children and do more things. But I've learned I can't do it all. So I'm really happy that she's here and she's providing these stuff as well too.
That's amazing.
And just to say another story, I also have Tiziana Cristiano, who does Reiki. So she's my Reiki person. So she offers Reiki here and yoga. to people as well too. I've stopped taking new clients in for Reiki just because I've gotten really busy with readings.
Yeah.
And Reiki can be like life coaching where you have to be a little bit more available.
Right.
For your clientele. So that's something. So I have Tiziana that's working. I'm looking at getting more people who are like possibly my students who've taken stuff with me. So I know how I work and like how I have been a professional, and I want to instill that in my business here.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Thanks.
Well, Lucy, thank you so much for being part of the community here and sharing and agreeing to be part of the podcast and share your story and a bit about your journey and your insights. It's really appreciated. It's an amazing work that you do. You should be very proud of what you're doing. And I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you and everything that you're doing. And I appreciate you taking the time to be here and share today.
Thank you, Brad. Brad, I got to tell you something. My angels are telling me I have to pull a card for you.
Okay.
Can I do that? Can we do this on here? Is that
okay? Yeah. Okay.
So I have a whole slew of cards, and I was just about to be like, okay, thanks, whatever. And then they're making me look at my cards. I'm like, what? And they're like, you have to pull a card for him. So this is a little gift back to you. Okay. But you got to be open. Like I'm going to say. I
am.
Okay. So
I'm completely open. Yep. Okay.
So this card is number 14. It says balance. It says Archangel Zadkiel. And it says the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. And so they're saying something about your podcast. I know you want it to be up and hit and running right now, but they're saying, just wait, Brad, because they're saying, Brad, just wait, be patient. There is something coming just about a little over a year with your podcasts, okay? And then I just heard journalism, the word journalism.
Really?
Yeah. So if there is something with you wanting to do like more interviews or do anything with journalism, this is the study time, is what they're telling me.
Okay.
So you're going to have to go through a study period. And if anybody comes to you and says, hey, Brad, I'd like you, did I call you John?
No, you said Brad.
Brad. Okay. Why did I hear John? I heard John in my head. You know what? I want you to remember this name, John, because it might be somebody who might come to you, who might help support you or guide you or whatever. I heard it in my head. I'm like, oh, I think I said that out loud. So
no, you called me Brad.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Lucy.
The next card says Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Something great is coming for you a little over a year. And you better keep me posted when that happens.
I will. Of course I will. Absolutely. So, thank you.
Brad, keep doing what you're doing as well, too, because you're giving a voice for us, beautiful women who have worked really hard to be where we're at as well, too. And so the angels will support you 1,000%.
That's awesome to hear. I love doing this. It's honestly, it's my life's passion. It's my mission in life. I truly and honestly believe that 100% with every fiber of my being, that this is part of the reason I'm here. This is what I'm meant to do. And I love being able to provide this platform and have you women like yourself and all the other amazing women share their stories and get it out there for other people with the hopes of helping and inspiring other women to do like similar things in life.
And you're on the right path. And I just heard last thing, be ready to be on video.
Okay.
So something about video, but not, it's coming, but they're saying be ready. But
awesome.
There's good.
I love that. That's great. That's encouraging. The
good that you do comes back to you.
Awesome. Well, Lucy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest has been Lucy Basso. She is a psychic medium and Reiki master based in Mississauga. Thank you so much, Lucy. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day.
Thanks, Brad. You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.